Hello and welcome. Right, I thought about this and I thought, well, it can still do two things. It really can. So I thought it's quite true. So I've hooked up the big one. I'm going to see if a worker can do it, but if it can't, then I'm going to do this. I've set the bottom set of the windrower and let me show you. And just also check on them because we all know what the workers are like. Ah, right. Yeah, that's typical. Okay, well, for once we're going to pop down and I'm going to sort it out on camera so you can see. How did they? Oh, transport line, of course. Do you know? Oh, okay, let's see. Nearest. Make sure it doesn't pull left again. And see why on earth the baler is stuck. Because that really doesn't make much sense. Ah, that's because the baler isn't stuck. The baler was actually ejecting bale, although it's... is it going to finish in time? Yeah, I think as long as the other one doesn't actually stop again, which it probably will, then we're alright. I don't know. Oh, and also I called this, I got mixed up, because this is very much like the Fendt Black Beauty, and also the shape is very much like, even though it says class on the nose, I called this, referred to it as a Fendt. I apologise for that, it is definitely a class. Yeah, it was one of those things. I've got the Fendt Black Beauty, and I just thought of it as that, and it does look very similar. The shapes are similar, not exactly the same, but when you like looking like I was doing, it's easy to sort of like get confused about that. But yeah, I thought afterwards in editing, I thought it's a class. What you on about? It's not a Fendt. I was on about. You may have thought I was on about the other Fendt, but I was on about this. And yeah, so just to clarify, it was all my mistake. Yeah, I've created the thing in advance, the course. That's one thing I do like about Courseplay now, is the fact that you can do that. It's there was a time when you had to literally have your nose on the actual field edge for you to be able to do that, but not anymore. No, it hasn't. It does allow you to select the field now and actually do that. So it's that is a massive advantage. Now then, now I think we need to. We need to grab the grass first while on that particular first windrow. So we're going to do that. I'm going to time lapse because we are going to be literally on work for a long time. Right, I need to unfold it and then dropping down. So I'm going to say my words. Oh, this is going to be challenging. I knew this was going to be fun. Right, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. thought I would come out of the time-lapse a little early because this is going to be the end of the session. It's been a bit of a monster. Yeah, in fact, I think this has been the biggest grass session we've ever done because we've never done top and bottom all on the same day. I've even fertilised the other end. I've not done this one because I thought I'm not going to do it with bales on the... It's a bit of a mistake. But yeah, we shall fertilise. Obviously, August is going to be a big month. We're going to have a look at how well we did grass-wise down this end and at the top end. Yeah, I've had the Riverside one put in because it seemed to be the best fit for what we wanted to do. But I think I fitted it the wrong way, really. I think after a typical, yeah, obviously it all went wrong, and the silo really is a silo, not even multi-fruit. So I thought, no, that's not really what I wanted to do. So we then stuck the Riverside version of the... Yeah, it's slightly different. So I didn't realise that. Obviously, I knew it said the Riverside one. I just imagined it was slightly the same, you know, but just like because it was a Riverside mod. But it is actually slightly different, which it is actually a very good design. Yeah, it doesn't take up quite so much width space. I'd say I will probably be using this as a silo going forwards because it is a silo steel production stroke silo. So yeah, shall be... I am trying. Yeah, it is funny how the penny finally dropped with productions, about maximising productions. Really, I've been very FS90, and I know I've said that quite a few times, but I'm just... Yeah, the penny sort of dropped on productions, really. I have Hobo's Hollow, all of the Let's Plays, I've been grabbing the silage and sticking it in the BGA. I never needed to do that. Never. It's quite annoying now I realise the error of my ways. Because it's just so FS19. All of the Western Wilds, I could have just sent it from the barns. We have the same barns on there and sent it to the BGA. But did I? No. I manually ran it in lorries, wasting so much time when... Yeah, I mean, then the Riverside one also adds that extra bit of functionality in so much as, yeah, there's a lot of things where your transport network does a lot of work for you, which is quite amazing, leaving you, the farmer, to get on with your farming, and your transportation guys and gals, for them to get on with doing that for you. I mean, I wouldn't want to sell everything automatically, although there are some things I mentioned in my comments earlier to... I can't remember which comment I said to whom now. Yes, I know I spoke to Kevin and Marty, but I can't remember which way round I said what now. So yeah, I did... In speaking to them both, literally mentioned about, yeah, you know, never get old where you forget exactly where you were going with the comments. It'll come to me, it will, it usually does, yeah. Right, yes, we shall have a quick look. I'm hoping that comes back to me, yeah, because it was important. It was, let me try and retrace my mental steps. Mental being the right thing. Yeah, I'm very chuffed that we have started though, because this would have been hard if we'd have still been doing it that way, and that's why I wanted to try and ramp things up a little bit. But obviously, yeah, the production side of things also, yeah, I now the penny has dropped a little bit, I really want to crack on and you make the Let's Plays, all of my Let's Plays, a little bit more... Not totally automatic, that's what I was really saying, yeah. Well, it was actually, that was exactly the comment, that's what I was talking about to Marty and Kevin, which was, yeah, I don't want to be selling everything. There are some things like bread, which the price fluctuates, and there are other things... Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, there are other things that really are almost, they're like 200 or 300 difference, and they don't fluctuate very much. The oat drink one doesn't fluctuate very much at all. There are some things where they've just got a little tiny bit, and there are other things which sell very well for an awful lot more at a certain month of the year. Yeah, so like canola oil, that's like November to January type sort of time, and you really don't want to be like getting half value if you do it and the other way. Right, wow. 803 tons of grass. Why have we got soybeans in this? Oh, of course. No, I do know. Yes. Mineral feed. Yes, that is right. I do remember. Silage. How much water have we got? We should have an awful lot. Oh, wow. Yeah, equal amounts of water as grass. Yeah, I have been hopping. It's got to Hobo's Hollow. I had to do that, and anything. Attingham I had a little bit. I've tried so much on this Let's Play to not hop, but I don't think I'm going to avoid it to make it. Yeah, I really don't think I'm going to avoid it. Now that looks like it's. Whoa. Yeah. Now, did you finish? Because I had a sneaky feeling he didn't quite get it right, the worker. Oh my life, what a mess. Right, let's finish this off, and then we're going to finish the session off just by looking to see what grass and hay we did up this end. And obviously that's the whole reason I've picked that production is so that we can send that. Now that is a point. Can we send that to the, well, we could at the very least send it to the other one in the yard. I'm hoping you can actually use them in that way. I've gone out on a bit of a limb whether you can have the two and you can send one from one to the other. Now that is going to be a learning curve, but it's all a learning curve. If not, it's just a silo for over here. We will be shifting the grass and we'll be shifting the straw out of the other one, but not this session. Yeah, I would like to get that. I might even put one of these in at the pig farm and get rid of if you're allowed to get rid of that silo, or I'll just place one and I'll leave that silo alone and we'll empty the stuff out and put it in that one. So we've got 3 of them acting as super productions that move everything from one to another. Yeah, I think we are going to really use this in the way that it was sort of intended. Yeah, I really didn't sort of get this to begin with. Wow, 210 tons. When you think that was only really the little tiny field on one strip all the way around the edge. 433 tons of hay, so that is quite amazing. Let's just have a quick look, because this has got a lot that we have been putting in this. Obviously I do want to keep some for the actual sheep, but there's only so much that they can actually. Yeah, 407 tons of grass. I think that's probably about 4 years supply. A little bit of lime and a little bit of straw, so we'll grab the lime out of this for liming that. So wow, I'm well chuffed with our where we are. I'm not going to belabor it because this month is obviously going to last a lot longer. We've not finished in the month side of things, definitely not. Let's have a look. We have got to turn around the fields. I'm trying to think. We have, let me just check. Yeah, they're both ready, both the sugar beet and the potatoes. Next month we've got to turn around field 10, and we've also got to turn around field 31, which has been, actually it's not been cultivated here. Oh, maybe does the stoner then class that as cultivation? I didn't realise. Mr. Silly Pete was on about ploughing does your precision farming score up. I've never noticed any real nasty hits with that, but maybe I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging on the precision farming do's and don'ts, because I can't recall that unless they've changed it, but it is possible. So yeah, we've got 31 and 10 both to turn around, so let's have a look. And now I do want to mulch that, don't I? That's the whole thing. I bought those 2 mulchers, so I want to mulch field 10 whilst we do 31 and 10. So let's have a look. What were we going to do? One we were going to canola. Well, obviously we can't canola the one we've already canola, because I have got oh, do you know what's it called? Crop rotation. Yes, before it pops and you'd think I read it. Yeah, crop rotation mod on. So that means we can't put canola back in the field where we've had canola. Now, canola is obviously a unique crop, and so we could go for a... I could go sunflowers. But that's waiting till next year. That's not a crime though, really. I did want to do... yeah, that's the point. I do want to do wheat, don't I? That was the entire point. So yeah, actually wheat next month. So we will do the canola in the opposite field. So actually that field that we haven't turned around is the one that we really need to turn around. And the one we have turned around and ploughed is the one that we don't really mind. So yeah, we're going to have to shift the... yeah, we'll get the two things on. We'll get the plough going. We're going to get a right little team on that. We may have to pull, or we might actually buy, because we don't... I've always said this, it's not always about powerhouses. It's reason we've got a lot of powerhouses on this. I'm thinking... Right, I shall have to continue this conversation because I need to pick my daughter up from work. That went very quickly. So I shall continue this conversation shortly.